video, I'm going to be showing you how to insert your two-piece sleeve into your suit or your blazer. This is the pattern of a two-piece sleeve. If you want to know how to create this pattern, I have a link directly below this video where you can see how you can create the pattern for your two-piece sleeve. This is the best sleeve you can use for your blazer and for your suit. So first of all, I have cut the material and the lining together. This here is my material, 2 sets of it, and this here is my lining. So I want you to note that the material and the lining are not cut together. They are not the same size. The lining is normally about 1 cm, 1 cm or 1.5 cm shorter than the main material. And again, once you cut it, remember to put your markings for the front side, because as you can see that the front side is curved. It's very important so you know how to join the under part of the sleeve to the upper part of the sleeve. This is the under part of the sleeve, and this is the front part. This is the front part of the under part of the sleeve. You also mark it on the material so that you know when you're joining it together, you will not make a mistake. Also remember to draw your grain line on the under part of the sleeve and also on the upper part of the sleeve. This will guide you when you're joining your sleeve to your suit or your blazer. Now, the best way to join it is to first join the front to the front. That is, you pick it up like so, place it like that, and then you sew from here to the end. After doing that, you now turn it like this and sew from here to here. And when you do that, when you're joining the lining, when you're joining your lining, you will not sew this end complete. On the lining, one hand of the lining, you're going to keep a space of about 20 cm. Need you to see it. When you're joining your lining on the front end, you keep a space of about 20 cm. This is the space that will bring out our garments. Will bring out our garments. When we reach there, you understand. But remember to keep this space, or else you have a challenge. Give a space of about 20 to 22 cm. That means you sew from here down to here. You leave it, leave this space, sew from here down to here, only on the lining and only on one of the sleeves. On the lining and only on one of the sleeves. So we'll quickly do that and get our sleeves ready. So now I've joined the under part of the sleeve and the upper part of the sleeve together. This is the curved end. That is the front part of the sleeve. As you can see, as I said, the lining is shorter than the main fabric. The next thing we are going to do, you're going to join the lining to the main fabric at the bottom. We're going to be sewing this right now. Take this to the machine and just run a stitch from the end to the other end of the sleeve. I've sewn the lining together. So this is what your suit sleeve should be looking like. Now remember the opening I said on one part of the sleeve, about 20 to 25 cm opening. You have to leave it because without this, you cannot bring out your garments. So I can't emphasize it enough. Remember to leave this opening. Now we are going to join this to this, but not like that. This is what you're going to do. You're going to open this, take your lining like so, and then we are going to join like so. Make sure that the lines are together, especially at the edge here, the hand. So we are going to sew from there. Sew right down onto the lining, sew right down to the end. I finished sewing the sleeve, as you can see, all the way down from the lining, all the way down to the main fabric. So what you do now, you just put your hand in here and then pull out the lining. And the sleeve, your sleeve is ready. That is your sleeve. That is your sleeve. So you can see the curved end of it. So that this end of it is what is going to be facing the front part of your suit when you're fixing your sleeve onto the suit or the blazer. So we'll go ahead and iron this down and then we'll fix our sleeve to our blazer. Now the sleeves are ready to be joined to the suit. But before we join this sleeve to this suit, the very first thing you need to do is to label it. Label this, that this hand goes to this hand. So what I did was to just label it with my, as you can see, with my tailor's chalk right there, and also label the sleeve with my tailor's chalk right there. It's very important because when you turn the material wrong side out, it might be a little bit difficult to know which arm goes to which arm. So this is the simplest way for you to be able to do that. Now, once you have done that, you need to measure the circumference and ensure that the circumference and this circumference is almost the same. It can be 1 or 1.5 centimeters more. This can be 1 or 1.5 centimeters more. It is okay for the ease, but it shouldn't be too far away so that everything will enter well when we are ready to fix our sleeve. Another thing you need is a kind of a hard stay. This is what it looks like. It's thick. This is what it looks like. I have this in my shop. I have the link below if you want to buy it. So you need a kind of hard stay for the cup of the sleeve. This is the way I cut it. This is the cup of the sleeve. So just cut it in between like so. That is it. Because we are going to need it to be able to emphasize the head of the sleeve when we are joining our sleeve to this shoulder end of our blazer. The next thing we need to do is to turn the material wrong side out. We turn our material wrong side out. Our material is wrong side out. This is the sleeve opening for the lining, and that is the sleeve opening for the material. So the next thing is to turn also the hand wrong side out. Now both material and sleeve are wrong side out. So remember our label that we labeled here on the sleeve, and we also labeled here on the sleeve opening of our blazer. So what you're going to do, you're going to look for this grain line that we marked. Remember that grain line we marked here, and you're going to align it to the shoulder end of this material. This shoulder end, you're going to align it with the grain line there, like so. And then you're going to pin the sleeve all round, step by step, round. So I've pinned it all round, as you can see, so all round. And then you pick up the lining part of the arm, the lining part of the same arm, and get the armhole of the lining and do the same thing and pin it all round. I've joined the sleeve. I've joined the sleeve for the lining, and I've joined the sleeve for the material. Now, if you can see, I have pinned my thick fleece just on one half at the head of the sleeve of the material. Not the whole sleeve, just at the head. So that's why I'll do the same thing on the other side. So you just fold it and pin it, and ensure that you pin it where you have your seam, the seam you use to join the arm to the cloth. Just on the seam, just pin it around there, fold it, and then you're going to run the seam round there. Now when we are done with that, remember our opening on one arm. Remember this opening that we opened on one arm of the lining, this opening. This is where you're going to bring all your material right side out. So I'm going to run my seam round the thick stay, and then I'll bring the material right side out. So our blazer is finally ready. I've put my sleeves, as you can see. I've put my two sleeves. I've turned it right side out. So this is the final product of our blazer. Very cute. You can decide to wear it closed by putting maybe a button right here. You can put your button here, maybe 2 buttons, or you could decide to wear it open if you want and wear something inside. So with this, I have come to the end of this video on sewing a female blazer. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your blazer turns out as cute as mine did. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you in my next video.